All right, so in this video, I am going to invite you to join me and hop back here with me on my computer screen as we go for a guided map tour of Carmel, Indiana. We're gonna focus on some different areas, some different neighborhoods, some different hot spots you might wanna know about. So if you are thinking of making a move to Carmel, Indiana, you're not gonna wanna miss this. And by the way, stick around to the very end and we're gonna share something with you that not everyone in Carmel knows about, and we're going to get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know about all things in Indianapolis, Indiana, and the surrounding areas like Carmel, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button below and tap that bell for notifications so that you are the first to know about anything here in our changing market. My name is Shauna Brooks, and my husband Jason and the rest of the team, we get calls, emails, texts every day from people just like you. And whether you are thinking of making a move next week, next month, or even next year, it is never too early to reach out. We are more than happy to help you any way we can. So again, today we're going to have you hop back here on my computer screen with me, and we are just going to take a guided tour of Carmel, Indiana. So Carmel, Indiana always has been and continues to be definitely one of the more affluent areas of Indianapolis. The who's who of Indianapolis tends to be drawn towards the north side of Indy, and Carmel in particular. The population of Carmel is about 100,000 people, and the largest employer is IU Health. Now let's just kind of hop in here. Hopefully you can see this okay. I have Carmel in particular definitely blown up on here, and I'm just going to kind of outline it here. It's where these red dots are. Oops. Not doing a great job here, but hopefully you can see what I'm trying to do. Carmel is this polygon that is located directly above Indianapolis. So Carmel is the first city north of Indianapolis. Indianapolis is located in Marion County, while Carmel is located in Hamilton County. And right over here on the very, very east side of Carmel runs the White River, which goes all the way through Indianapolis. And if you stay on the west side of the White River, you are in Carmel, while if you go over here to the east side of the White River, you are in Fishers, Indiana. And Carmel and Fishers are both in Hamilton County. As I mentioned before, IU Health is the largest employer in Carmel. It employs about 6,000 people, and it's pretty centrally located within the city. You can see right, let me kind of get rid of some of these, right down here from the top, running from the top and going all the way down and connecting with Indianapolis is US 31, and it kind of breaks apart right here, just a little bit south of 141st Street, and it breaks apart right over here as well, but both sides end up connecting to 465, and 465 is the loop that runs all the way around Indianapolis. It's going to connect you to I-65 running north and south. It's going to connect you to I-69, which is also running north and south, and it's also going to connect you to I-70 and I-74, which are running east and west. Indianapolis has the nickname of being the crossroads of America, so we definitely have lots of interstate action nearby. But you can see where 31 comes down here and joins up. All of this right here is 465, and then 465 goes this way as well. You can kind of see the White River that we were talking about a minute ago. One of the most popular neighborhoods in all of Carmel is right over here. It's on the west side of Carmel, and it is known as the Village of West Clay. It is a very, very large community. There are different home styles throughout the entire community, but one of my favorite spots of the Village of West Clay makes you feel like you have entered into Charles Dickens land. I mean, the proximity of the houses close together, you are walking distance of businesses, restaurants, shopping. It's just a really, really cool area. Definitely a place I would at least recommend that you drive through if you're going to be visiting the Carmel area for sure. Now, one of the cool things about Carmel is that you have access to just about anything and everything your little heart could desire. There is tons of shopping. There is great diversity as far as restaurants and that sort of stuff. As far as shopping, there are two main shopping venues. Now, the first one is actually officially part of Carmel, and it is up here on the north side. It is known as Clay Terrace. And Clay Terrace is an outdoor mall, so you definitely want to make sure that you go on a day that you've checked the weather. But lots of high-end stores in Clay Terrace. It's just everything. You're going to park in one spot, and you're probably just going to walk down one side and across the other side. But just a really, really neat area. Now, speaking of shopping, though, another very popular spot is on the south side of Carmel. It's actually technically considered Indianapolis. Let me see if I can move the map up just a little bit here and see what I'm talking about. But down here in Indianapolis is also Keystone at the Crossing. Now, some people will refer to it as Keystone at the Crossing. Some people will refer to it as the Fashion Mall. Again, technically it is in Indianapolis, but it is just a stone's throw from Carmel. So Carmel definitely has it when it comes to shopping, and the Fashion Mall in particular, it's going to have more of those high-end stores that you don't see in every mall, such as Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel. Just a really neat area. There are also great restaurants at Keystone at the Crossing, wonderful seafood, Italian, Asian, anything you can think of. And it's really pretty easy to get to, especially with all the construction that we have had in the last few years. People in Indianapolis do not know how spoiled they have it. We just have so many interstates that even when there is construction going on, which it seems like there is a lot of construction going on for whatever reason all the time, but you've always got another path to take. So that's pretty cool too. Now, as I make this a little bit smaller, I kind of wanted to point out for you golfers out there, Carmel has a lot of golf courses to choose from. You can see up here there is Plum Creek Golf Course. I think Woodland Springs is one. This one down here, Crooked Stick, is pretty cool. It has actually hosted some PGA tournaments over the years, so that's pretty neat too. And again, because Carmel is more of an affluent area, it attracts a certain type of person. More executives live in the Carmel area. Carmel has a higher median household income, but in exchange for that, you're going to pay a little bit more for housing as well. Carmel schools, Carmel High School is located right up here. Academically, it has a great reputation, very competitive in sports as well. I would definitely encourage you to Google about Carmel High School. I'm not allowed to say too much as a licensed realtor, but you would definitely want to check that out for sure. As far as churches go, two of the more prominent churches in Carmel, let's see if I can highlight these for you here. One of them is College Park Church, and that is just barely barely over the Carmel line. You can see it is super, super close to Indianapolis, just a tad bit north of 465. And then right up here, you have Northview. And Northview is a very popular church. Both of these, do a lot for the community, lots of community involvement, larger church campuses. So if you're wanting something maybe a little closer, smaller, tight-knit, I'm not positive that those would be the best match for you, although they certainly do have, smaller groups within the congregation as well. All of this pink that you see through here, these are all hotels. So if you are hosting people for business or you have family coming in from out of town and you don't necessarily want them staying with you, you certainly have a lot of options in that regard as well. Another place that I want to highlight on the map here, let me see if we can find it. It is called the Palladium. And the Palladium is located here in the Arts District of Carmel. Carmel is definitely about the arts, performing. The Palladium, they started construction on that. Let's see if there's some pictures here for you. They started construction on that back in 2008. I believe it was completely finished in 2011. It seats about 1,600. It has hosted lots of musicians, lots of performers. The acoustics in there are amazing. Plus, again, there are lots of neat restaurants and stuff nearby if you're going to be having a date night and going to the Palladium. I just caught this one. The Cake Bake is fairly new in Carmel and definitely a popular place for like bridal showers. It has a very whimsical feel. It's going to cost you a little bit, but if you have somebody special, maybe mom or grandma, that you want to take out for Mother's Day, that is definitely a place that you want to consider. Another neat area in Carmel is right here known as the Carmel, I'm going to say this name wrong, Christkindlmarkt. And this is kind of a replica or a duplicate of what is in Chicago near Christmas time as well. A very German feel, but definitely something to check out at Christmas time. Okay, I am going to make this a little bit smaller here, and let's just show you a little bit better of Carmel in relationship to Indianapolis. All right, now if you are in Carmel and you are needing to get to the Indianapolis airport, it is not going to be very difficult at all. In fact, let me draw this for you here. So from Carmel, again, Carmel right up here on the north side of Indianapolis, and you would hop on 465. You would come around here to the west side of Indianapolis, and right here is the Indianapolis area. It's probably going to take you, depending on traffic, it may be about a 35-minute ride. And by the way, if you have never traveled through Indianapolis, you're in for a treat. Indianapolis is regularly ranked as one of the best airports in our entire country. It's very easy to get in and out of. Again, one of those areas here in Indiana that we are definitely spoiled by. When we go to other airports, it's kind of a pain sometimes when we have long lines and it's hard to, catch a little commuter train from one end of the airport to another, but the Indianapolis airport is great. Now, if you are needing to get from Carmel to downtown Indianapolis, you can see you have quite a few options again because of all the interstates that we have. You have Interstate 70 running east and west. You have Interstate 65 running north and south. And again, here is 31 that you can catch and hook on to 465, get on the donut around Indianapolis here, but from Carmel to Indianapolis, again, depending on traffic, depending on construction that's going on at that time, you're probably looking at maybe a 25-minute commute. One other neat area that you have right up here, technically it is part of Fishers, but it is just so super close to Carmel, and that is Prairie. Prairie is essentially a living museum. So when you get there, you're going to see people in character from a couple hundred years ago living life the way they would have way back then. If your kids are anywhere in the Indianapolis area, regardless of whether they're specifically in Carmel, but anywhere in the area, they're probably going to take a field trip. It seems to be about 4th grade that kids in our school systems learn about Indiana history, and that's just a really, really neat spot. Another thing about Prairie that's kind of cool is that they also host different concerts throughout the year. They have a nice, I can't think of the word, outdoor auditorium. What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean. But they host lots of concerts there. Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra hosts lots of concerts there, and it's called Symphony on the Prairie, so you would definitely want to check that out as well. Another area you're going to want to know about in Carmel, let's pull it up here, is the Carmel. It's really known as the Carmel Arts District, but its official name is the Carmel Arts and Design District, and you can see it. It's where this dotted line is here, this red dotted line. This is known as the Carmel Arts District. It is just west of Carmel High School. There are lots of local artists that are in there. There's probably about 100 different shops, unique shops, local artists, local boutiques, just a really, really neat area. Again, make sure you go. If you're in the area, drive by there, stop, go through, take a look. It is a super cool spot. And I promised you something fun at the very end, so let's go there now. So as promised, we are at one of my favorite spots in Carmel. We are down here in the Carmel Arts District, and we are going to take a look at Peace Water Winery. So come join us. So we are here at Peace Water Winery. Tell us a little bit about what makes Peace Water different.
Okay, well, Peace Water, we're Indiana's only California-based winery. And what that means is we actually grow our grapes, harvest, process, bottle, and ship back to Indiana. We have 3 tasting rooms here in Carmel, Fishers at the Yard, and in downtown Mass Ave. We are an Indianapolis-owned family from. He went to IU, he's an entrepreneur, he's an attorney by education, and a little bit of hippie. We give 50% of our net profits back to charities, and we have 8 charities that are noted on the wall. So every time you have something, their tagline is you can enjoy a nice glass of wine while you know you're giving back to something.
Nice. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So what started out as a family mission to teach their kids the joy of giving has now turned into Peacewater Winery, which is Indiana's only locally owned California winery. And 50% of all of their proceeds go to charities and is given away. And this started when the family with 8 kids went through a Starbucks drive-through, and the mom picked up the tab for the car behind them in the drive-through, and the kids got to see the joy that came from giving, and so they wanted to give in an even bigger way, and that is what started Peacewater Winery. Super cool. Take a look around, and the next time you're in Carmel, you will definitely have to check it out for yourself. So again, if you are thinking about making a move possibly to the Carmel area, or just want to know all there is to know about Indianapolis life in general, please be sure to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and you will definitely stay in the loop. Until next time, we'll see you later.